Wig, did you just say wig? Wig, okay. I know, wig. I feel that already. Wig, okay. Wig, did you just say wig? Wig, okay. I am ready for my wig to go flying.
That's how long this year felt.
Oh my God, right?
right?
Just thinking about the past year, I'm like, nothing's happened, but it just never ended.
I was thinking back on the year and I was getting events from 2021 mixed up in it. And I was just like, oh,
Yeah.
this year's felt awfully long and also was just
Just
terrible.
awful.
Anyways, I'm Martyr.
I'm C Tepper.
And this is
Wigging now.
End of the year edition. It's just us this time.
As
we
is
do,
tradition.
As is tradition.
It's tradition.
I
guess this is our fourth one.
Oh, is it? Oh my God, is that
right?
God.
I'm assuming. Oh,
we've been doing this for 4 years.
I know.
I guess 5. We're going on 5, right? No, we're going
right?
on 4.
No, 2018, right? Well, that's when we started.
No, 2019. We started 2019.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna check. I don't fucking know. You can cut this out.
No, we're keeping this in.
I just want to see. This might take me a minute. Sorry, everyone. I'm checking our. The only way I know what we do is going on our Wigging Out Instagram. Like, I'm glad I am on top of that because I truly have no idea what we do every year.
I feel like we just had our 3rd year and we're going on 4.
Maybe.
That sounds right to me.
Okay. If Instagram could load any faster, it's being slow. Just looking at all our guests. Okay. 2019.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we were 420 2019.
So we're going on our 4th year. So this is our third episode. Third year wrap up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I think that makes actual sense. So we were talking about, I talk about this because whatever. We were talking about how every year we always talk about the Thoughtasy top 500 billion people.
Yeah.
That we're never a part of.
I was a part of it once.
1 year.
I was 3 from the last, but I was on it.
Well, that's always a fun topic for us to talk about. You know what? That's one of my non-craziest moments of the year. We'll talk about our craziest ones at the end, but one of my non-craziest, I usually always get 500 texts from all of nightlife being mad about the list, and there was no list for anyone to be mad about.
I know. I know. I feel like nightlife relatively has been without drama this year,
right?
Yeah,
that I know about.
I feel like maybe that one competition that blamed Janelle, but I feel like that was maybe last year too. So I don't know.
Blame Janelle? I don't know.
They're they got in trouble because they're like, oh, the contestants aren't getting paid because we're taking the tips for the grand prize or whatever. And they're like, we modeled it after Janelle's competition. And Janelle's leave your fucking name out my mouth.
Yeah. No, the drama wasn't with Janelle. It was just with the people running the competition.
Yeah. Was that this year? Probably was. That was
last year. Definitely last year.
See, I literally.
This year's been a real blur.
In my head, I'm still 25 and it's 2020. So.
I mean, I don't know what time is anymore.
Yeah.
I've just given up.
Well, I guess we should get this shit show started.
What a way to start the show.
I know. Y'all, the last 2 episodes, as you'll if you listen to Wigging Watchery, which comes out before this episode, we're doing laid back episodes for the end of the year because mama's
we're tired. We're
tired. We're chaotic. Welcome to our show. Caitlin lovely has done our lovely outline for mostly me, but
no, I did for me too. I don't even know what happened this year. It was a real brain rack.
This was probably the worst year of my life.
True. You're not wrong.
Saturn return.
Yeah, girl.
Oh,
it's only gonna get worse from here. Wait till
great.
right before you turn 30. That's when it's the maximum worst.
Great. Barely survived this year, but great. But our first little topic is biggest personal and professional accomplishments this year. Caitlin, please go first.
So I really couldn't think of any, but then
Mhm.
I my brain came out of the fog. So my biggest accomplishments, at least I guess professionally, I mean, I didn't really get paid for it, but you
Mm.
know, was all like the interviews I got to do for WERRRK.com. Thank you,
Oh yeah.
Chiffon Dior. Like I got probably my favorite thing. Well, probably my two favorite things. I got to interview Raven
Hmm.
from season 2 of Drag Race, now does Painted by Raven. So they were doing a promo. It was just like so great. I know Raven's a very controversial figure, but it was just like so great, like kikiing with her. She used to run my favorite like LA show at Mickey's, Showgirls at Mickey's every Monday. She doesn't do that anymore. I think it's Morgan McMichaels now. But we're
Hmm.
just like catch it up and talk about that. Like she's just a really interesting person to talk to, and she's like so like chill. Like it was like talking to a friend. Like it was really great talking to her. And then I got
Oh.
to interview my dad, Johnny McGovern. That was such an
Oh.
honor.
I thought you
Not
meant your actual dad. I was like, okay, sure.
like I miss him so much. He was another like really close person to me when I lived in LA, and I admire him so much, and like he's really like helped me like just like learn how to talk to people and ask questions. But it was just cool to have the tables turned because I never got to interview Johnny before. So that was great. And then the other thing was I got to attend the conversion therapy premiere for WERRRK.com. And I've
Mm.
never done red carpet interviews, and I was the only person doing interviews. It was so like I was just like I've done a lot of press before. It's not like
Mm.
it's out of my league, but I'm just not. I've never done red carpet, and I really just had no idea what the hell I was doing because it was very very last minute, like literally like 5 minutes before they're like, okay, yeah, here you go, blah blah blah. I was like, oh my god, I don't even have any questions prepared. But it was nice because I got to interview people I knew. So we did like Alexis Michelle, we did Dusty Ray Bottoms, who's in the movie. We did the director, who was really interesting, and that movie was inspired from Drag Race, like because Dusty Ray
Mm.
Bottoms talks about her conversion experience, like conversion therapy experience, and that was like it's such a crazy topic. That documentary is so interesting. I don't know when it's going to come to platforms, but it was just great like learning experience, but like just a great experience in general, and it was awesome. So thanks, Chiffon Dior.
I think you had a big personal accomplishment too, but I don't know why you're avoiding it.
I guess I can talk about it. It's not that exciting. It's stressing me the hell out.
It's not that exciting. Shut the fuck up.
It's, not, it's just a lot of stress and money and pain.
You sound thrilled. Okay.
So I got engaged this year, and we're getting
Yay!
married at Disney, and I have to actually talk to Martyr more about this in person,
Oh,
like, but we're not live recording.
okay.
But
Um,
nothing crazy about that. But it's just Disney's very expensive. But I am happy. This is, I guess, 2022 news. I'm glad that Chapek stepped down. He's fucking awful. He
oh,
was
Chapek, yeah.
he
Sorry, I
was
thought
the
you said
CEO.
Shade Picks, and I'm like,
No,
who's
no, no.
Shade Picks?
No, Chapek.
Uh, yeah,
Chapek? I don't know
Chapek.
how to. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad he's gone. At least Bob Iger can take my money. I'm okay with
The other
that.
Bob came back, yeah.
Yeah. The original CEO. What happened to like Disney weddings when Chapek was Chapek? I don't know how to say his name. When he was in charge, like he basically cut everything because like the pandemic. So like they just fired a lot of people. So it's just like very, very stressful when you're working with a small team who has to deal with like hundreds of weddings every single day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's been an interesting experience, but 2023, that's my lucky year. I said that's when we're gonna do it. So hopefully it improves.
I'm sure it will. Yeah. I'm excited for your wedding actually. Especially well, mostly because everything's purchased. I
Good.
mean, I'm paying stuff off, but everything's purchased.
I'm paying stuff off for the next 2 years. So.
Yeah. Oh, that's actually not too bad.
I
Only
mean,
2 years.
hopefully it'll be less. Hopefully it'll
Yeah.
be. I have to.
That's still pretty good though.
I have to apply for 0 APR cards, but luckily
Yeah.
I'm very, very good credit score. So
Yeah.
I'll
Me
get
too.
whatever card.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Okay, for me, personal and professional accomplishments. Professional, I left a really abusive job. I was unemployed for 3 months, but then I found a job and I like it a lot. So we're
Yay.
doing good there.
Thank
I mean, it's
God.
stressful, but it's in my field.
That's
Um,
such a huge improvement.
yeah, and then I'm also like, not to brag, I have the cheapest apartment literally in Brooklyn
You
ever,
do. You
period.
really do. And like, so everyone got like their crazy price increases
Yeah.
after the pandemic, but not you.
Mine went up $10.
Are you serious? Ours went up $20, but we have rent control.
Yeah, mine's also rent controlled, but
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, because
well,
you took over someone else's lease, right?
yeah.
Okay.
So I'm not going to share my price on air because that's my business, but if you know me in real life, you're welcome to ask. But yeah, it's very cheap, especially with a roommate. Yeah, so that's good. Which means I can my job's only part-time, so I can focus more on drag, which I have been doing more lately. Not so much this month, but I'm okay with that. I kind of needed a break because
I mean, I feel like this is when people go home for the holidays and everything.
yeah,
Like,
I'm not butthurt right now. So November, I guess in October too. I did Bitch Fest and won 3 weeks, and then won the title for November. So that was a big thing. That's the first time I've won a competition in that manner. I usually place high, but this is my first time winning, and having a title. So that's cool. I'll go on to the grand finale. I heard it might be in summer of next year, so I got a while. To
it sounds
plan.
like Look Queen to me.
Yeah,
Look Queen
kind of
used
is.
to do like every month there was a winner, and then like I think like June or whatever, like they
Yeah.
would do the competition of the winners.
Yeah. So that was really cool to win. And I like competitions in that way because it makes me think outside the box and stuff. And I mean, I got a new number out of it, like one that I can do consistently, and a new look. So that was fun. And then I'm also producing my first show.
Yay.
I'm in the process of that. Having behind the scenes drama right now, but it's fine.
As expected.
As expected. So that will be in February at Purgatory. I guess I can announce the name, and the date.
I don't even know what it is.
I know that I know all the details, I guess. Cast to be casted. I'm working on that right now, but it's called Revelations. It's a dark disco, so like think like 80s like goths. Like that's the vibe. And it's a dance party for the end of the world. So that's what we're gonna do. It's at Purgatory on February 24th, which is a Friday, I believe.
Oh wow, it's in February now.
Yeah, it's in February. It got moved, thankfully, because I didn't want to. It was supposed to be the 6th, and I'm glad it wasn't.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. And it'll be at 10 p.m. Purgatory 224. So yeah, very excited about that. Gonna be my first production. Yeah, just getting everything in place. I'm working on some other creative projects right now that I cannot talk about because I'm signing contracts.
I don't even know what these are. I don't know what you're talking about.
So yeah, but and then personal TBA TBA personal accomplishments. So or TBD, I guess, to be decided, personal accomplishments. But professional, I'm doing okay. Yeah.
One of our like co-accomplishments.
Yeah, co-accomplishments.
Was we started, if anyone's listened to it yet, I've only heard one person listen so far.
I mean, they're long, so I don't blame people.
Yeah,
for not
I mean
listening to them.
it's an interactive experience. It's
Yeah.
our part of this regular podcast called Wigging Watchery, where we watch movies together.
Yeah.
Sometimes in the future with guests.
Mystery Science Theater edition, or style, I guess. Oh no, we have a guest this month. It
Yeah,
already
no, I
came
know.
out. Yeah.
Oh, it came
Um.
out. Just
Yeah.
kidding.
After this episode, it, or when
No,
this episode comes out, it would have already come out. But yeah.
I don't even know
Um.
our timeline. But yeah,
Um.
sometimes with guests and like basically we're just watching terrible movies and you
Yeah.
can watch along. And so the only person I know who's watched one of the episodes was Vicky, and she wasn't even watching the movie. She was just listening to
Yeah. She
us
was
react.
listening.
And like every time you said coochie, she was just like cracking up, dying for
I know she was.
Showgirls.
She was texting me about the Showgirls number because she was on our last episode for the Grinch.
Yeah.
She just wanted to get the vibe of what we did,
Yeah.
and she said you guys were cracking me up, which I mean, thank you. No, I just love talking about movies, and I know I can be really annoying when watching movies. I love
But
talking
that's like
through
the
them.
fun.
That's the fun part. That's why I'm like, I like when we go to a theater, I'm very quiet and
Yeah.
respect boundaries or whatever. Um, but
If it's
when I'm
a
at
bad
home,
movie and you know it's bad, like
yeah,
it makes it more entertaining, I think.
yeah.
I hate when
So
people talk in movies.
oh my God, don't get me started. I just saw Avatar last night, and the
Oh
whole theater was
gosh.
just fucking loud as fuck for no
I
reason.
like I will only pay now to do like we have an AMC bias that like not that many people go to, so that one's
Mhm.
good. And then I will do IMAX on at Lincoln Center. So that one's expensive and it's nice. Or I'll do Alamo Draft House. That's it. I won't go anywhere else to see
Oh
movies.
no, I went to Alamo. I
You
have a
went
movie
to Alamo?
pass.
And they
Yeah,
were talking?
they were talking like crazy,
Oh
and
my
like the
gosh.
waiters weren't doing anything, and I was just like,
Oh,
girl.
one time we had
Um,
a kid at Alamo who wouldn't shut up, but
it was like everybody. And granted, I was on edible because God knows I needed to be high for a 3 hour movie. Which watching it in 3D, great experience,
oh,
highly
I forget it's
recommend.
in 3D.
Um, yeah, especially while you're high. There are some points where I was just like, I
Just
thought
zone
shit
out.
was like actually coming at me. But yeah, I love movies. I love talking about movies. So that was our way of doing that. Well, also speaking about our joint accomplishments, Caitlin, we are now third time nominees of the Glam Awards. Um, thanks to our lovely listeners and friends in nightlife.
Yeah, that
Um,
this is always such a big deal to me because like I'm not a performer.
mm,
Like, you know, this is it. For a lot of us, especially like people in nightlife on the fringes, like people who document stuff, like Captain Wonder, who we just had, or like other
yeah,
podcast hosts like Michael Block, who cover New York City nightlife, even Odyssey. Like, this is the only time like anything like will come of it. Like, none of us none of us get paid to do what we do for as far as I know. Like, at least not that much. I don't get paid anything. But
yeah.
so like it's just nice to get recognition. Like it's like a for me, it's always a really big deal. Like I used to just always go to the Glam Awards, just like support my friends, really just to like see who was there. Like we would just go to like watch Bob the Drag Queen way before Drag Race and see Bianca Del Rio, who was already a big star. But like
Yeah.
it was just like a fun like nightlife event, and now to get to be a part of it is always just like a really really big honor. And I'm still gagged that they're keeping the podcast section.
Oh, me too.
Like I really thought that was a 1 year thing.
Yeah. I thought that was a no one's performing right now, so what else can we
Yeah,
do?
like literally, like there's nothing happening right now. All that's happening is like podcasts and music videos. Like
Yeah.
that's it. But
Um,
it's still going.
it's so weird to me because like I still get people, they'll come up to me and be like, "Oh my God, I love your podcast. I always listen to it." I'm like, "What?"
I know. I'm like, who are you?
Um, I've had
It
several people
always
come up to
gags
me.
me.
There are a few people at Bushwick that came up to me and said it. And I
Really?
was like, "Yeah." I'm just like, I'm flattered. I feel weird right now that you listened to me and my friend ramble at each other.
Luckily, it's
But
not usually us rambling at each other.
yeah, yeah.
That's why we have
Um,
guests
I
on.
know. But yeah, it's really cool to, have that recognition in the community. Even if it's still, I mean, we're still gonna lose to Monet Exchange.
It's like crazy that we're even in the same category.
I know.
Never in a million years did I think me and Monet, even like before Drag Race, would ever like be in the same type of category. So that's just cool to me.
It it's very weird I don't know because I know everybody in the category. Well, mostly everybody. I think there's like one podcast I've ever heard
Oh
of.
my God, I've been talking about that too with Michael
Yeah.
Block. We're like, what is going on? But
Um. So I mean, I wish everyone a good luck.
well,
Voting's
we're
over
gonna be
now.
at the
Yeah.
losers table together, and that's so much
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
And I can't wait. And we'll all eat fries together.
I'm very excited about our joint look.
Yeah, like honestly, for me, like the biggest part of the Glam Awards is just to get to dress up.
Oh yeah. I started texting some friends because we're gonna make content. I already texted you content I want to make about it. So it's gonna be cute. It's gonna be a moment. I'm very excited about it.
Literally, I was like, so like every year I really don't post that much content, like
Mm,
for me personally. So I was like, I'm gonna do Halloween, and then it's gonna be the Glam Awards, and then it's gonna
yeah,
be my wedding for like my photo.
exactly. That's all you need.
Like
That's all you need.
that's all that's going on in my life.
Yeah. Um, okay. I don't know how to transition for this one either.
So speaking of Glam Awards, one of the entertainer of the years.
One of them,
Yeah,
several of them, I feel
actually
like
several.
maybe.
Yeah, no, yeah, you're right. It's
Yeah.
actually more than one.
Yeah.
So there's been a lot going on in the news. I felt like this is like a good time to talk about it because we'll probably
Yeah.
never bring this up unless a guest is like directly involved. So
Yeah.
there's a lot been going on in the news with like Fox News versus like literally local New York City drag queens and like
Yeah.
RuPaul's Drag Race girls. It's just like Republicans are basically using drag as a scapegoat, saying like drag queens are pedophiles and blah blah
Yeah.
blah. Things are not family friendly, blah blah blah. So I figured, I mean, this is like kind of a weird, like big news topic for the end of the year. So I figured,
Yeah.
why not talk about it? At least our like thoughts and opinions.
Um, I want to hear what you have to say first before I
Okay.
get into it.
I mean, it's kind of I feel like for TV, it's like such an easy target. Like clearly all this shooting, like school shootings, like they keep happening over and over and over, and everyone's like gun control, gun control, gun control. At least like pass some laws,
Yeah.
something. And of course, like Republicans are like in the NRA's pocket, so they're like, no, we want their money. So let's focus. The Republicans are always really really good at focusing the shift somewhere else, and they're like
Yeah.
followers eat it up. I have family members, unfortunately, who eat it up as well. The perks of being white.
Yeah.
Like, so like, they're basically all brainwashed and they're gonna follow wherever the guiding light is. And they're like, oh, drag queens are it's kind of interesting. It's like they're bringing back the rhetoric from the 80s about like how like queer people, especially like gay men, are like pedophiles and like
Yeah.
groomers. So they're bringing up old rhetoric, but now they're applying it to drag and like drag queen story art and all that. And it's just like you're just trying to focus, like shift the focus. And also like they literally just the quote unquote red wave did not happen. So they're like scrambling to like figure out what can we unite the party on? What can we unite the party on? Hatred of trans people and drag queens. So that's what seems to be going on.
I mean, it always boils down to just like hating women, to be
That's
quite
true
honest.
too. That's true
Yeah,
too.
it's just sort of like
But like the idea is that they're protecting women and children
yeah.
by
Well, I
holding
mean,
the figure
why are they
at
supporting
other
some
people.
churches then? Let's talk
No,
about that.
exactly. That's another thing. Like I'm like, if you really cared about that, like you would be boycotting like a lot of churches.
Yeah.
But the churches are good, queer people are bad.
Yeah.
That rhetoric.
No, I agree with that too. No, churches are good, queer people were bad. I feel like I have a little more of a nuanced take on this.
Yeah, feel free.
Um, there have been instances where I've seen where like children have been in drag spaces where they should not have been, but I think that's more of like a
But
discussion.
that was a parent.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about. That was more of
yeah.
a parental thing.
Yes, I agree with that. It was poor judgment on the parent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not kids, nothing bad happened. I'm just
Yeah,
prefacing that right now.
there's been no
Yeah.
nothing. I mean that we know about.
Yeah. But it was just I was uncomfortable with the whole situation.
Yeah.
Anyways, besides the point. There's other instances where like DragCon and I know there's always a talk of like children at Pride where like Pride can be like more sex focused, not so sex focused, but sex positive.
Yeah.
And like I just think we just need a better distinction of like what is family friendly or like queer friend. Like if we're doing like queer events, that doesn't necessarily mean it is a family friendly event, and that's okay. We just need to have like clear distinction or like clear hours, just very clear posting everything that like this is when you can bring your kids and like this is for adults. Because like a lot of people bring up that like kids kind of see drag queens as clowns, and like that's true to an extent, and I agree with that, but it's just sort of like not every drag performance is going to be appropriate for children. Bottom line, cut and dry. um and I think kids should be introduced to queer spaces, but like in an appropriate time and place. I'm very anti-kid. I hate kids.
Yeah,
But
I also hate children.
that
I want that to be known.
yeah. I hate
I
kids a
never
lot.
plan on having any.
I don't want to be around them
Nope.
whatsoever. But like I don't think drag queens are in the business of, indoctrinating children to being gay. It just sort of like we're trying to make more inclusive spaces that like they can grow up and not be as hateful as their parents. And
But
that's the whole.
they don't want that.
Then they don't want that. So I think for the community, we just need to have better practices going forward because they're gonna attack us no matter what. They're fucking crazy. They need to like literally look at their selves and the mishappenings of like the Republican senators. I won't even get into it.
Well, like it's
But
like okay for you to marry like a 10-year-old or whatever, but they can't take them to a drag show.
it's
Like
like they,
it
yeah,
doesn't make sense.
it literally it doesn't.
A 10-year-old can give birth, but
No,
they can't go see a drag. It doesn't make sense.
um, but I, in general, I just want kids. Republicans do this too. They like sexualize children in
A
other
lot.
ways. Yeah, and it's very disturbing. But they never. It's always the queer people that are the trans people, or those feminists that are trying to convert children. Which I think is tired and stupid and um absolutely not true.
But also, I kind of like, even though they keep attacking like LGBT individuals, which is fucking awful and creating a lot of violence. The one
Yeah,
good thing is it does unite like Gen Z, and
yeah,
that's what happened in the election. Gen Z are like, this
yeah,
is some bullshit. Let's vote these fuckers out,
yeah.
and it worked. So yeah,
I think they're scared because they're losing power and honestly good.
that
Fuck
sucks.
them.
Yeah.
They need to scare the public into something when there's much larger issues at hand. God knows the environment's dying.
I know, like the planet's not going to be here much longer anyway.
But you're worried about a drag queen hugging a child,
Or like reading a book. But the thing
reading a
is, they
book
don't
to a
like
child.
books. They don't like books.
They can't
They're
read.
literally like, I mean, they're self-proclaimed. There's a lot of self-proclaimed Nazis in the
Yeah,
Republican Party. And what did the Nazis do? They burn books, so they don't want people to be
yeah.
educated.
Um, yeah, it's scary times to be a performer right now. And just in nightlife and stuff. Especially after Colorado.
Yeah.
I so I don't know. I'm worried no other events happen, but like I obviously don't want that to happen.
Nope.
I don't think it's gonna happen, but it's a possibility. Um, but I think it's all crazy. It's gonna blow over. It happens every couple years.
They'll have another storyline by like
Yeah,
next week. Like they're like
yeah.
the Republicans themselves are already infighting. Like Lauren Boebert and the other one, Marjorie. Like they're like
Oh yeah, I saw that.
already fighting. So if they're fighting amongst themselves, like this is
They
not
got
going to last much longer.
yeah. I mean, not next year. We're gonna start getting into election season, so they're probably just bored. They're just waiting for that to happen.
That's true too.
So we'll
And also,
see.
let's not forget that when you have a 24-hour news cycle, you
My
need some
God.
news. You need to make
Can
up the news.
can they take like a 30-minute break or something? Do we need 24 hours? CNN ruined this country.
I mean, now CNN is owned by Republicans too.
I
So.
know. Well, anyways, on that note, I think we should take our first little break.
Yes.
Wig, did you just
And we're
say
gonna
wig?
get into the reality TV of it all. We'll be right
Wig,
back,
okay.
kids.
I
Bye.
know. Wig, I feel that already. Wig, okay. Wig, did you just say wig? Wig, okay. I am ready for my wig to go flying.
Oh, and we're back.
Woo.
All right, kids. It happened, I guess, this morning. Technically tonight. But we have a new Dragula winner. The title of Dragula. Victoria.
Explain to me because again, I don't
Mm,
watch Dragula. Were there 2 seasons of Dragula this year?
no.
Oh, it's only 1 season.
Only one came out, yeah.
Oh, I don't know
Season
why I thought the other season came out this year. I like
No,
again, this
season
year's
4 was
just a
last year.
blur.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. I feel like because we all keep talking about it,
mm,
even though I don't watch it, but I just hear about it constantly. Like I feel like it was more recent than it was
yeah, there's only one season of Dragula.
this year.
Which
Okay.
it's crazy. They're literally it's every 2 years we get a new season. It's crazy to me, but so because I'm used to the Drag Race formula at this point where it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
every other month. There's not even that.
No,
It's like
it's
every
literally every
month.
other week.
Yeah,
There's a new season,
there's a new season of Drag Race.
which we'll talk about a little bit.
Yeah, we'll get into it. But we have a new Dragula winner.
Who is
Congratulations,
it? Because I don't know.
Victoria Elizabeth Black.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah.
I've seen her before.
So this season was a roller coaster. I genuinely enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. And I think Victoria's a good title holder in that regard. I think she had a really good showcase. She's always had a good showcase. She's always been like in my top. I remember in season 2 I was really rooting for her to win. Um but I'm glad bitch took it when she did. Um but this finale, this whole season is dividing fans, but this finale I don't know a single soul that liked it.
Literally, my whole feed was about like how they announced the winner, and like
Yeah.
one person mentioned who won, which is why I just asked.
Yeah.
All I just saw is how they announced it.
So what we usually get for finale is a giant floor show where the contestants showcase the pillars of Dragula, which is drag, filth, glamour, and horror. And they do 3 different looks: horror, filth, and glamour. All and they do a showcase of what they think is the highest form of that, basically. And this time Titans is like an all-star season, so like I was actually very excited to see all that. This time they said they were gonna combine them all and just to a floor performance to the Boulet's new single.
Oh my god.
Um,
Are you
so
kidding?
I am not. And it was just kind of like a lip sync, like a final lip sync. Which like, is enjoyable. It can be. But not what anybody expected or kind of what anybody maybe wanted. It was kind of a letdown. It just sort of felt like the season was just like on a roller coaster to the top and then like kind of went bloop, straight down at the end. And so everyone's complaining about the the winner, and not because Victoria doesn't deserve it. It's just sort of like they didn't show a crowning. They after the floor show and their critiques, they cut away to like a pre-filmed segment and it showcased like all the contestants that like got eliminated and like the elimination order like down a hallway and it's just their photos and stuff. And then we pan to a photo of Victoria and a crown. So we didn't get a crowning.
Oh,
It was just sort of like she won.
they probably
Like
didn't know who they wanted
I
until
think
the last minute.
Yeah, I think that I also heard rumors of like they had to do reshoots for some reason. People were talking about maybe a contestant got not
Disqualified.
blacklisted, disqualified at the last
Mm.
minute. So they had to do that. I'm
Hmm.
not sure.
Hmm.
Um, it was just sort of like if you blinked, you would have missed it, kind of crowning.
That's so
Um,
weird.
it was very bizarre.
That's kind
Um,
of not fair to Victoria, but if it was a
yeah, I
last minute
agree.
crowning, then I guess it makes sense.
Um,
If she wasn't the original winner.
I think originally they were supposed to get 10 episodes. I don't know, like I remember it getting
Oh,
announced for 10 episodes.
okay.
And then
Maybe they got their budget cut.
that's honestly that's what it kind of felt like. I'm not
Mhm.
sure. Um, so I was just sort of like I watched it last night after seeing Avatar. So I was already pretty
Very
tired.
tripping.
Yeah, and I was still on edible. It wore off because Avatar was so long. But it just sort of ended and I was just like that's it. Okay. Um yeah, just sort of it just felt like a regular episode kind of thing.
So weird.
And this season was had a lot of ups and downs as I've been saying. It's just a lot of
Like
drama
what?
that felt forced.
Oh, that's every
There
Dragula.
yeah, there was a love triangle that got
What?
played out. Yeah.
With who?
That got I love that Caitlin doesn't watch the show. Between Teratoma,
Okay.
Abora, and Astrid.
Okay.
Because Astrid and Abora had romantic feelings towards Hoso. Hoso
Oh.
seemed to show affection towards the other two, but uh Abora claimed that Hoso led Abora on.
Mm.
And then Astrid and Hoso would be like very like cuddly, coupley, and then like leaving Abora out of it. It was a lot of twink drama.
I'm like, this sounds very suspect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was weird.
They probably were just like, hey, we need like some romance going on or some shit.
I don't know. When the drag was on display and everybody was killing it, I very much enjoyed it. I was there for the monsters and them making art. The drama I could live without.
That's what turns me off about Dragula. Like, I just
Mhm.
don't want to sit through the girls talking to each other.
I always, well, I mean, now they started putting the four shows just on their YouTube channel. So honestly, just watch that. If you
Honestly,
don't
I
want,
might.
yeah, I like getting to know the girls a little. Well, I mean, it's TV at the end of the day, so like,
Yeah,
how well
yeah.
do you know them? But like, you know what I
No,
mean?
of course.
Yeah. So overall, I did enjoy the season. I liked all the cast. Some of the judging I didn't agree with, but that's and this season also had that controversy in the middle of it, which I'm not gonna get into on this podcast.
Oh, just like all the girls fighting, right?
Yeah, all the infighting and the a few claims by
Oh, yeah.
past contestants that I will not comment on
Just
at
go
this
on
time.
Reddit, everybody.
Yeah.
Like it's so complicated. Like I kept up
Yeah.
with that. Like I don't watch it. I was just like, ooh,
Yeah.
drama.
Honestly that felt like more like realistic drama than what was on the
No,
TV
it is
show. So
realistic drama. It's
um
definitely that.
yeah, so that was Dragula. Very excited for a new cast of monsters next year. I'll just say that. Because we need
I'm
some fresh blood.
hoping that the Boulets, I know it's probably not going to happen, but I'm hoping they choose people who audition instead of just people they know. That'll probably never happen, but I'm hoping.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll never know, but
Oh, we
yeah,
know. I know when they cast.
I know.
Like, I'm like, oh yeah, they're just friends already. Which I mean, it's their show. They can do whatever the hell they want, but
Yeah. I mean, Drag Race did the same thing in the early seasons.
that's true.
So, yeah. I don't blame them for doing that.
I just don't think it's fair because a lot of people, put a lot of time and effort into their audition tapes, and
Yeah.
like it doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Because all these audition tapes, because I've helped lots of people with their audition tapes for all these stupid reality shows, like they're just crazy. Like the things they make you do is just nuts, just to audition. Anyway,
Anyways, Caitlin, bring me up to date with L 4000 and seasons of Drag Race. Um,
There's lots
most
to talk about.
um,
But
I see that I see the first bullet point. So
so the start of so as this year went on, there's just like literally more and more and more and more different types of drag race like shows happening. So like at the beginning of the year, like I did watch Versus the World. I think that was this year, the first one, the UK versus the world. I always watch Espana. I think Espana I'm always gonna just like watch because I think it's really well done. And like I watched the regular seasons, but like I just like gave up on everything else. Like literally every other week there's a new like season somewhere around the world, and I'm just like I don't have time. I don't have time for this. Like there would be weeks where it would literally be 4 different drag races having different episodes on the same day. The same day. It's
yeah.
like how am I supposed to watch this? Like if you have a lot of
Um,
time on your hands, sure. Or if you're from that country, do it. But
yeah.
it's just too much.
I've been saying this for years. That's all I want to say.
But it's never been, and like it's gonna be way crazier
It's
next
just gonna get
year,
worse. It's gonna get
which is
worse.
fine. Look, a lot of reality shows like America's Next Top Model and American Idol, and there's just a lot of shows that they have different variations, or America's Got Talent, all that, which is also from the UK, but whatever. They all have like their own. Each country will have their own version of that. They just license out the show, and that's basically what's happening with Drag Race. But I can't keep up.
Yeah, I gave up trying to keep up really. Sometimes if I'm like somewhat interested, but I don't have the time to watch the show, I will like either go on Wikipedia and see how the contestants are doing, or
Mm.
um not so much Reddit. I used to go on Reddit for stuff, but like now I don't even care.
Yeah,
Reddit
I
I
don't
usually
even.
go for like casting for mostly for like the US season.
Yeah,
Um and
I feel like Reddit doesn't even cover all the like different.
yeah.
It's
Um
just too much.
it's way too much. I only watched season 14 because I was being paid to be there. Um, to be quite honest, I probably wouldn't watch it if I wasn't. I did enjoy All Stars though. I will say that. That was the only season I watched this year, like wholeheartedly.
We'll
Um,
get it both into both.
yeah,
I'm just gonna do like mini recaps of both.
sure.
So season 14, I think the cast is pretty good. The top five are really strong to me. Like I don't feel like we've had a very strong top five like that in a long time. So I felt like it could have gone a lot of ways. I mean, obviously Willow Pill was very clearly the winner. It was from early on. She was just so strong. She's also Evie Oddly's drag daughter, so that gave her a huge push. And she's different from everybody else. So if you're different on the show, depending on the season, like boom, you're gonna win. I think she deserved to win. I thought, like, I don't really remember too much season 14 besides some of like the runways. Like, I loved Lady Camden when she fell and became like Freddie Mercury or whatever. That was
I
really
like when she
cool.
did it the first time, not every other time
No, I
since,
know. Like
but
the first time she did it.
yeah.
I
Um,
I thought the finale lip syncs were actually like a cool concept. Like they all got their own songs. Like it was just a nice showcase for them because usually they're always just lip syncing to other people. It's also a throwback to
mm,
like season 8 when they would do that, like at the finale. But
yeah.
I thought the top five were really strong. I loved Willow Pill as a winner. I was totally here for it.
Oh yeah, me too. Oh, I mean, she was my number one choice, and I'm glad she did win. She did come to one of the viewing parties that I worked at. That
Yeah,
was
you got
fun.
to meet her.
She wanted to pay, and I was like, You're on TV, you're fine."
Like you're literally. Why are you
You're
paying to
literally on
watch
the
your
screen
TV?
right now.
Why are you
Yeah,
paying to watch your own show that you are going to win?
I was just like, literally, I was just like, "Go, just go in." Um, I so my issue with this one, and kind of the same issue as season 13, less so with 13, I think. This season just felt extra long, and there were
Yeah,
like,
there.
I
It's
think there
always
was
so
like
long now.
there were like 3 weeks where like no one went home.
No, yeah, it's I can't take that. I hate that.
Um, and I think it was like 3 weeks in a row that no one went home.
Yeah,
So it was just sort
no.
of like it was.
I think season 13 there was like 5 weeks in a row where no one went home or something crazy like
Well,
that.
there was a season 13 did like the weird special in the middle where they're like
Yeah.
um the COVID special, and it's because
They
they
didn't have
got no, Secret Celebrity Drag Race was supposed to come back,
oh right.
but because of the pandemic it got canceled, but they saw the episodes, they just threw them into the episode order of season 13. That didn't happen with season 14 because Secret Celebrity Drag Race, which I totally forgot did happen, came out
Yeah.
this year. So
Mhm.
I think they just increased it. Um yeah, I just felt like very long. I was very relieved when it ended. Um but every other season happened like right after.
It
So
is like that.
yeah.
So going into All Stars, All Winners, I think as fans, we've been waiting for this for
Yeah.
decades.
Yeah.
And honestly, it was probably my favorite like drag race ever. Like drag race season. I don't
Uh,
even consider it a normal drag race season.
yeah.
I don't even
I
consider it a normal all-star season.
I don't either. I think I really liked them staying. I know I just complained
Oh,
about no one going home, but
but
I
this is
actually really liked
different
them. Yeah.
because they already proved their worth.
Yeah.
They all contribute something unique each episode.
Yeah.
Like they all deserve. It's not like this is the first time on the show and like some are like better than others. No, they all won, so they're all great.
Yeah. Well, even the Twinners.
Yeah, and they
I
got to
know.
compete.
Yeah. It was very good. It was a very entertaining season. I mean, no one did bad, but they also edited it that way, so like
Yeah,
who knows? But I think the behind the scenes drama was more interesting
yeah,
sometimes, but
there was some interesting
um
behind the scenes drama.
yeah. Um how do we feel about Jinx winning?
I
Oh, and
okay. I said for years, I probably said it on the podcast. I
mm,
probably did. I think on one of our earliest episodes, I
yeah.
said there was ever an all-winner season, Jinx would win. And I was right. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was right.
I'm a Shea Coulee apologist. So she won that lip sync.
Oh,
With
which
us
one?
the first Shea versus Jinx.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
Jinx. Well, the funny thing is, Jinx is a really strong lip sync performer. So I think it's just maybe some of the lips, like the song choices,
mhm.
might have hurt. Like the when Monet did the night the lights went out in Georgia, who was she against? Was that Vivian? Who was that? Like that lip sync was
Yeah.
clearly made for Monet because Monet had won competitions before doing that lip sync. So like, there's always
No,
some
she
ways
was against Jinx.
oh
She was against
yeah, she's
Jinx.
got chicks.
Yeah.
So like Monet has literally won competitions just from that number alone.
Yeah.
So like clearly there was some like, rigor. Also, like I was kind of mad, like Raja really deserved better.
She did.
She should have been top on way more episodes.
Yeah. She had a great showcase though. Um, it's probably the best thing for her career to be the robbed queen.
Oh yeah, always the best to be
Uh,
the Rob. Always.
yeah. Um, so I
Even
really expect,
Monet, because
yeah.
like Monet could have easily won as well.
I was surprised she didn't. I'm not gonna lie. I love Jinx. She was my winner from like the early episodes, but like as the season was going on, I was like, Monet could steal this.
Monet was really strong.
Yeah. So it was a good season. I think from now on, I probably will only watch the All Stars type seasons. Like I'm kind of keeping up with Canada versus the world right now.
I see like
Um,
clips of it. I only care about the US girls.
yeah, I keep it up with like on Twitter, and then I look up like the contestant progress on Wikipedia, and that's about as much as I'm probably gonna do with it. But
Yeah. Well, now they're doing I didn't even put this in the notes, but they're doing like I don't even know. It's like it's gonna be like versus the world, but it's called something
oh,
else.
the US one, it's like an All Stars. It's like
All Star. It's like I don't even know. It's like
yeah,
all a global All Stars. I think that's what it's called. Global All Stars.
which like that's what we're already
That's
doing.
literally what
So
it is.
I'm like, okay,
I don't know.
I don't know either. Um,
All right.
but we just got season 15 announced.
Yep. So there's lots of news with season 15. We'll go through it. kind of quickly. I'm gonna do towards the end of this segment, I'm gonna go through all the girls, all my opinions, but let's just talk about the like major facts going on with season 15. The first one being it's moving to MTV.
That's
Who the
wild.
who
That's
the
wild
hell
to me.
thought a logo show
I know.
would end up on freaking MTV?
I am surprised it took this long, but I'm also like am gagged it's on MTV now.
MTV has such a younger viewership.
Yeah.
But honestly, I don't know if it does anymore because I feel like a lot of nostalgic millennials like myself. That's why like they do like seasons like Real World, Road Rules, whatever. Like
The challenge.
yeah, like they bring everybody back, but like it's like
Mm.
now everyone's in their 40s because it's like for millennials now.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't watch MTV that religiously, but like they like do that, and then like Jersey Shore still has like shows.
Oh, didn't they do the reunion for Jersey
They
Shore
have
like
like
a year
they have like
ago?
a new version. Like
Yeah.
it's the same cast, but like now they're in their late 30s.
My question is, can prior contestants of Drag Race, or maybe it's only subjected to season 15 of Drag Race, can they go on like the challenge, or like can they go on like
Well,
the
Banshee was on something like that.
Banji? Oh,
Yeah, she was on something like that. And that
uh,
was owned by Viacom, whatever reality competition thing that was.
yeah. Um, it is a gag that I moved to MTV. I mean, poor VH1, she's losing her flagship show at this point. But
Well, the thing is, MTV is at least like so. I haven't in Staten Island I have cable, but where I live in Manhattan, we have no cable, so I
yeah,
don't really know what's on MTV daily. But like at least whenever I used to check, it was only reruns of like everything else. So like maybe they're just desperate for content at this point.
they might be. I don't. I
Like
maybe she's
MTV hasn't been relevant, at least to me. I know I'm old now, so I'm not the target demo anymore. But like,
yeah.
I feel like MTV hasn't been relevant in like 20 years.
Yeah, I agree. I haven't watched in ages. I mean, I don't have cable, so I'm like, I don't.
They used to have like a lot of scripted shows, like Scream, not Scream. Was it Scream?
They had Scream on there.
Yeah, Scream, and they had like Teen Wolf back in the day. Like they used to have
Yeah.
like scripted shows that people watch religiously, but
Yeah.
I haven't heard any MTV shows
I was gonna say I haven't really watched MTV
besides
since high
reality.
school, so
Yeah,
it's been like a
but I
decade
feel
for
like
me.
the high school age, like I used to watch MTV like every day religiously from
Yeah.
like elementary school through like end of high school, and that was it.
I wasn't allowed to watch until I was in high school, but I liked it anyways. I was allowed to watch VH1, which I'm like, that's arguably worse. But
Not wrong, not wrong.
my parents really didn't like the whole
Real
16
life.
and pregnant.
Oh, that was MTV. Yeah,
Yeah, so that's why I wasn't allowed to watch it.
that's really funny. Little did they know you didn't have that problem.
Yeah. I was too busy watching. I mean, I think I talked about it earlier on this podcast. Like, I used to watch Drag Race reruns on VH1 because they would
Yeah, they would do the marathons.
just like show them in the middle of the day at like 2 p.m. And it's just
Yeah.
like, and it would be like season 2 and 3. It's just sort of like
Even
okay.
like season 1, which would be like the only time you could watch it anywhere.
Yeah.
Because it wouldn't stream
And
online.
it wouldn't be like on a weekend or like a week. It would
No.
always be like a weekday, like right after
Yeah.
school or something.
That's really funny.
So it's cool that's there. I hope it maybe refreshes the branding a little more.
Okay.
But we'll see. Yeah.
So the big guest judge this season, they always start off with the big like superstar is Ariana Grande, which is hilarious because she's been a guest judge before, but they didn't think that big of a deal. But she wasn't like that big of a superstar at that point. Like she was very well known when she was a guest judge, but like she just blew up. Like she's like one of the biggest pop stars.
I think she like blew up right when that episode
right when
aired.
right when that
like right around yeah.
So that was timing the last time.
Yeah. Because I watched, I'm showing my weird interest right now, but it's a famous video now. The no, is it Victorious? Yeah, she's from Victorious.
Yeah,
the Victorious. There's a guy on YouTube that did like 2 8-hour videos about Victorious. He also did 8 hours about iCarly, but he talked about specifically Ariana Grande's career and how like she literally like was just a Nickelodeon star and then fucking blew the fuck up out of nowhere and like completely changed her career really quickly. But like that was like
I'll never forget. I was like probably in college, so this is a long ass time ago. But
mm,
like I just saw like this huge line of girls in Times Square, and I'm like, what the hell are these girls like lined up for? Like, who are they trying
yeah,
to see? And it was Ariana Grande, but this was what back when she was still on Nickelodeon, so she was just like a
yeah,
Nickelodeon star. I was like, why the hell are all these people here for Ariana Grande? And
yeah.
now
It's just sort of
like it didn't like register, and now I'm such a huge
yeah,
Ariana fan. Like I love her
yeah,
music, I love her, and I was like, damn, I was really not with it, I guess.
yeah.
But she had a very different career like that long ago.
Um, I'm kind of gagged they used her again. I mean, it's not that she's not, famous or not or anything. It's just sort of like, she was on already. I think I was talking to or tweeting about my opinions because people want like Taylor Swift on.
Oh
And I'm
yeah,
like, I don't think it's gonna happen. But
Taylor Swift's too big for the show.
that's what I said.
I know.
They're like, they had Gaga though. And I'm like, yeah, Gaga
But
would do it though.
Gaga is the same demo. Taylor Swift's
Yeah,
not that demo.
yeah. I'm like, I was really like, it's not her branding. Like,
Yeah, at
it's
all.
fine.
Like it'd be Gaga she was on. I
Yeah,
think
it would.
it would be a great episode. I would watch the hell out of it. But
I literally said I was like, we'll probably have Madonna on before we have
yeah,
Taylor Swift on.
Madonna is like way more like
Yeah.
on
Um.
brand.
So, anyways, we're having Ariana. That's really cool.
I hope
Who's your
they do
favorite? Who's your favorite like special guest they've had
of
ever
like the I
of like
guess
the big names?
yeah. I I I think it's a mix between I really loved Gaga obviously, but I really
Hmm.
liked when Christina Aguilera was on. I guess the whole pheromone thing, I don't know. It was just like nice to see her on there.
I felt like hers was just such a cameo. I guess maybe that like that's the only thing she could fit in her schedule, but it just felt very like, oh, she's here, and then she like kind of did
It
she
was
even
more
judge? Did she judge? I don't remember.
yeah, yeah, right?
I don't think
What
so.
season was she? 10?
I think 10.
10.
10 or 11.
Yeah, no, she was 10 because Pheromone was season 9.
Oh
They
yeah,
brought Pheromone back. I mean,
yeah.
I think Gaga obviously was the best judge. I don't really remember who
Trendsetter.
I know they had Nicki Minaj. I can't think of who else.
I was gagged by Nicki Minaj, honestly. I thought she was too big for the show, to be quite
Mm,
honest.
yeah. But
Uh,
now like her like she kind of retired by that point.
yeah.
So now
No,
she's not retired anymore, but
yeah.
who was last
Yeah.
year?
Last year they had two. It was Lizzo and Alicia Keys.
Oh yeah, they were like because they did 2 episodes, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
All
So
right. All right.
there you go. Yeah, I'm just gagged that Ariana's coming back, I guess.
Yeah, I mean now she's at her height of her career, so since she's coming back.
She married, so we won't get any more songs about, I guess, her
Sex.
boyfriends. I don't know.
I'm sure there'll be plenty of whatever.
I'd be drinking coffee.
Yeah, I love that song. I love Ariana.
That lyric's terrible though.
It's so dumb. It's so stupid.
And if I have to hear one more drag queen try to sing that song in like a
And
Broadway style,
like actually singing it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, back into Drag Race.
Okay. The last point before I go into my long rant is they just announced that T.S. Madison will be a rotating guest, not guest judge, a rotating like permanent judge.
Yeah.
They also said Michelle Visage was included in that, so that makes me think she's not going to be there for every episode. Michelle.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Because I am really excited for T.S. Madison. I think she's a great judge.
I'm kind of sad that they're not bringing Lottie Love as another rotating judge because she was like one of the best.
Oh yeah.
She was so good.
I think it's time for Carson and Ross to end their tenure.
It's not gonna happen.
Well, we might
It's not
see
gonna happen.
it.
It's not gonna happen.
I know neither of them have anything else going on, so
Damn.
Well, what else do they do?
It's a good question.
Exactly. So I'm excited for T.S. Madison. She's great. Also, I feel like she's the only like permanent trans judge on anything
That's
besides Legendary, and that got canceled. So,
ugh,
anyways,
still sad about that. Mhm.
oh yeah,
I-
don't get me started.
Yeah, we could have talked about that this year, but
No.
we're not. All right, so it's my yearly Meet the Queens. Caitlin watches everything and has opinions review.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go through all the girls. I
Hopefully,
know
I'll remember their names.
it's
I
fine.
won't.
I know like half the list pre-Drag Race.
Yeah, kind of same.
Yeah, because a lot of these girls are New York area based, or like there's a lot of
Used to.
Yeah, there's a lot of Connecticut queens this season. I don't know
Yeah.
why. That's never happened before. And then there's like, you know, some very well-known names on here. So we're just gonna go through it. I'm going in order of the videos, in order of their names. We'll go through some of these girls pretty quickly. Okay, first we have Amethyst. She's a comedy queen. She's known for her nose, which reminds me a bit of Detox. There was nothing too exciting to talk about with her interview, so I'm just gonna move on to the next girl. We have the first couple were it was kind of slow how they like Meet the Queens also isn't necessarily how how they do in their interviews really has nothing to do with how they do on the show. So some of the girls like become beloved through their interviews and then they get cut really quick on the show. So we don't know. Then there's Anitra. She's a Las Vegas queen. She creates her own clothes, known for her resting bitch face. There's another queen who said she was also known for her resting bitch face. She says she's reserved and quiet. So that's always a bad sign on Drag Race. You cannot be reserved and quiet. Like, this is not the show for that. You're on the wrong show. Next, it's Aura Miari. She calls herself the Filipino moon goddess. She had a lot of energy in her interview. She had a beautiful paint. She's called the walking Facetune of Chicago.
Oh my God.
She's like a Chicago queen. Her paint was beautiful. She had one of the best paints on the.
Oh, I think I know who we're talking about. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know their faces yet as well, or like their names to their faces.
Yeah. That's also, it was just nice to like learn who all these girls are. She has a background in hip hop and musical theater, which is interesting. We've never really had a queen like that before, so interesting how that will do. Next we have Irene Dubois. She's an alien drag queen. She's a sci-fi queen. I loved her interview look. I didn't like her they do the runway kind of thing, and like I didn't like any of those looks for the most part, and I really didn't like her look for that, but I liked her interview look. She calls herself a sober queen. I'm personally hoping she'll bring great alternative runways to the show. We'll see. I don't know.
Is she the one with the alien fingers?
Yeah, she has the alien fingers.
I like that. That was a good look.
Her look looked really great for the interview. So
yeah,
I'm hoping she'll bring some looks. I didn't like the runway looks, but I didn't like anyone's runway looks. So I don't think I was on. I think when they do those runways, it's a very last minute thing that they tell them. So they didn't have much time. That's what I'm assuming. Next, we have someone you might know. We have Jax. She's a very she's a very influential New York City queen. She's a great live performer. She has a competitive cheerleader background, which I didn't know, which makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
She's a stunt queen. Do you have any opinions about Jax?
I told several people because I mean she was rumored on Drag Race and people were like, "Oh, let me check her out." I'm like, "You're gonna be a fan. You have to see Jax." I love the other New York girls, but I'm like, you have to see Jax. You have like every time she performs, I'm on the floor. So I love her.
She's really good at what she does.
She's very talented. I feel like she got backlash. I think locally.
Oh, really? Oh.
From like getting on Drag Race or like people were like, she got on Drag Race.
Why?
Which, there's other choices I would have said about that.
Yeah, but, like I don't know. Jax is like the one who I think makes the most sense.
Yeah. No matter like where she places, I'm very proud of her. We're not very close. We've met a few times and like talked, but like she's just a star performer and very happy for her. She's like she's like outside my circle of friends, but my friends are friends with her, if that makes sense. And it's really cool to have like that kind of sister like get on this platform. It's very cool to see. Probably the closest I've been to like a Drag Race girl getting on the season. So I'm very excited for her. I'm ready for the world to like love her because God knows we all do. Yeah.
My Jack story is that she bought Isley sunglasses from me many years ago, pre-pandemic. So
Work.
thank you for the commission.
Yeah.
Our next person is Lucy LaDuca. She has a construction worker day.
Oh, her. Yeah.
She's a comedy queen. Her first name is from Lucille Ball.
That's not a LaDuca.
And the Lucy is the Lucille Ball, and then the last is LaDuca, the shoe.
I thought it was like a pun on like a not fitted shoe.
No, I think it is. Now that you're
Okay.
saying it, it makes sense. What she said
Yeah.
in her interview is based on Lucille Ball, because I was like, Lucy, like the way it's spelled, it's Loosey, and I was just like, why is it like this? And she explained. So that makes sense. Lucy.
Sure. I'll
No,
take her word at it.
your version makes way
Yeah.
more sense.
Just like how Tina was named after Tina Turner and
Oh,
not
yeah,
what
not
she's
that.
actually named after.
No, I know. There's so many drag queen names whose puns just fly over my head. Like I just don't know. I
Yeah.
don't get it. But she said she's been doing drag for a while, which is going to be interesting because this season has a lot of very, very young queens, a lot who haven't been doing drag for that long. So we'll see if there's like a season 7 type of rivalry with the girls who've been doing it longer than others. We'll see.
I would love to watch that actually.
I mean, I don't know. I'm going to talk about the end about all the tea I found out, which is no spoilers. There's no spoilers here. Okay. So next we have another queen we know, Lux Noir London. She's an up-and-coming New York City and New Jersey queen. I didn't realize she was from New Jersey. For just her promo looks, I've been really impressed with her looks because they're out of the box and everyone else seems very uniform and like kind of looks the same. She had a lot of confidence in her interview. We have both seen her win a competition. And she's definitely one to watch. She's definitely like a great like up and coming queen. I like that she has confidence in herself. I've heard good things about her from production. Apparently she was the only one who understand the Drag Race assignment. So that's good. Hopefully, I don't know any spoilers about this season. Martyr knows all the spoilers.
I do.
But I'm hoping because she understood the assignment, she'll go far in the show.
Are we talking about Lux? Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. We were at that competition she won. Wait, we were at 2 competitions she won?
No, just one.
If I said we were at 2 competitions.
No,
Anyways,
just one.
yeah, she definitely has star power.
Yeah.
And her face is gorgeous. I don't know her that well. She is new to
New York.
I guess the Brooklyn scene.
Yeah, I guess
New York. I don't know like where her
I don't even know her age.
I don't know where she's like home base.
She's gotta be very young, I'm assuming.
She's a youngin. Yeah. It's very cool she's on. I hope she does well. I'll just say that.
There's people like who I feel like Drag Race gives them a huge platform right at the beginning of their careers. I guess they're trying to do that with a lot of girls this season, but like I feel like she's someone who could actually like embrace it and like help the show, and the show will help her as well. Like an Aquaria type of situation.
I think she has that eye for it. She has the talent, she has charisma, and she has like the style that I think Drag Race wants, if that makes sense. Some of the queens don't necessarily have all that. And I think she does. So
I'm hoping things work out for her. Yeah. Next we have Malaysia Baby Doll. That's how she did it in her interview. Fox. She's a Miami queen. She was a really good storyteller in her interviews. She had a lot of personality. She was LaShawn Beyond's drag daughter.
Oh.
So like she's someone who there's a couple queens on this season that remind me of like old school Drag Race like girls. Like I feel like she could totally be on like an older season in a great way, because I feel like a lot of Drag Race contestants are very forgettable now. So I'm hoping she'll go far because her interview was great. Next we have Marsha. She's a New York City queen. I personally love her 60s vibe. I love like 60s aesthetic. She's very new to the scene. As far as I know, she was a pandemic baby drag queen.
She was.
Yeah.
Comment.
She's a very like aesthetically like look queen type of queen. I didn't realize like when she talks in her interviews about all the shows she's done, I'm like, I didn't know about this. I didn't know she had shows. But there's so many girls in New York, I don't know anybody, so.
I hope she does well in Kiki Boots. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right. Next we have Mistress Isabel Brooks. She's a Texas queen. She's an old school. She does old school drag with a modern twist. She's trying to keep traditional drag alive, which is really important because everyone else is doing the same damn thing right now. Her interview is really entertaining. She's the one everyone thinks looks like Eureka, which I could
Oh
see.
yeah, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Her interview is great. She's another her and Malaysia. I feel like I hope they go far because I feel like they're like old school like personalities. Like I think they make like the essence of the show. So see what happens. Our next one is Princess Poppy, who is allegedly from San Francisco, but us New York girls, they know she's originally from New York, like as far as when she started performing.
Oh yeah.
Yep. She came up with like the Izzy Uncut. She came up with like Jan Sport. She was like of that generation of when like they all kind of started together. So she calls herself a comedy queen. She does have great looks. So I remember her. I'm going to talk about my story. My favorite story is like, so Vicky DeVille was competing in Look Queen, one of the last like ones before kind of all fell apart. And she was Princess Poppy she was just Poppy at the time, I think.
Yeah. This princess is new.
Yeah. Maybe oh, you know why? It's probably a trademark thing with Poppy.
Oh, maybe. Okay.
But so she was there competing as well. And like, you know, Look Queen is very theme based. Like everything in Look Queen, like competition aspect is theme based. And like she seemed to not understand the assignment and she didn't know that she was like supposed to come in like a themed look.
Oh.
So it was just like very like entertaining because she just seemed really confused. But I mean, she's pretty funny. I guess she caught the eyes of the producers. Her interviews, I feel like her interview, she's gonna be the type that are gonna get a lot of like young Drag Race girls to like her, like like young fans.
Okay.
Like she has like in the interview, she has like that type of personality that they would latch on to. That's my guess. Like kind of like a Trixie or a Katya, just based on the interview.
I was in a Poppy's Playhouse at that bar that I forget its name. Was that UDP? Was that what was that bar?
Where?
In Manhattan.
Which one?
Ultimate Drag Pageant.
Oh, what is it called? West End?
West End, yeah. It's closed now, so I don't remember.
You're good.
But I did a show with Poppy. She's a sweetie. I did see all the looks. I didn't watch all the runways, but she did have my favorite promo look. Like
her promo look, it looks great.
Yeah. One of my favorites. It's been a few years since she lived in this city.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
I feel like 2020, maybe even before that. I'm not sure.
I think she left during the pandemic. I'm pretty sure, or right before it.
Yeah. I still have friends that are friends with her. Same kind of deal with Jax. We're not close, but she is the only real girl that's following me. That's on the current season. Say that. Yeah.
Good for you.
That's my thought. Yeah.
So next we have Robin Fierce. She's another Connecticut queen. She seems warm and genuine. Again, another interview where nothing really stood out. So I'm gonna move on to the next one. Ooh. Next is Selena Estites. She is an LA queen. She's super high energy. She's very naturally funny. She had one of the best interviews out of everybody in the cast. She talks about Alexis Mateo being her like inspiration, and she's very similar to Alexis Mateo, just how like she talks. She's very loud and like hilarious. So another one I hope goes far because she's entertaining. I want to be entertained. Like this is your platform. This is your
Are you not entertained?
Yeah, like I need queens of personality. Like that's really important for the show. So I think she's gonna bring that. Next, we're almost to the end of the list. Next we have the beauty, the myth, the legend. Your favorite drag queen's favorite drag queen, Sasha Colby.
Ow.
Easily the best known queen on the show. She is Kerry Colby's mother. She's Miss Continental 2012. And she's the one to beat this season. It's like I don't know. Like those girls should be quaking in their boots.
Um, a gag that she's on,
Yes, huge gag.
a gag that anyone thinks they can win over her. I'll just say that.
My one fear is that a lot of times the producers don't treat the legends with respect.
Yeah.
So my one fear is that like I mean, I'm hoping for her sake that, like, again, I don't know any spoilers, but I'm hoping
Yeah.
she really goes far because she's earned it. She's put in the work. Like, she's, the top of the top. She's the cream of crop.
Yeah. I think seeing how well Carrie was received, even though Carrie like arguably didn't do that well
Yeah.
on last season, how she was treated by the fans,
Mm-hmm.
and she's what do they call it, Tranos? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think that was like a gateway for Sasha just to come in and dominate because I'm very excited to watch her.
There's a
Did
lot
I
of people who were talking about how, like, they put the drag kids on first, and if the drag kids do well, then they bring the drag moms on.
I mean, right.
I think the fact that they now allow trans contestants to compete and not hide in the
Yeah.
closet, that totally changed everything. I think
Yeah.
she would have been on way earlier. But honestly, for her career, I think this is the right moment.
Yeah.
Like Drag Race is on fucking MTV. Like this is the biggest platform she could be on. So
Yeah. Very excited for her. Um, she's my pick to win.
mine
So
too. She like I've seen her perform so many times at nightgowns. Like
yeah.
she's always been very, very kind to me. I've seen her boobs. They're great.
I've seen her drunk at Metro. So
Yeah, I've seen her
she
drunk
was
in
very
Metro,
nice. So
and I love her.
yeah.
So the last two become one. Probably the most talked about queens this season besides Sasha. It's Sugar and
Yeah.
Spice. They are huge TikTok stars. They have like 500,000 followers, which is very big before you get on Drag Race.
Mm.
I was talking to a coworker and she's like, they're drag queens for straight people. And that's kind of how I view them as well. They're from Long Island. They talk about a little bit in the interview, but I've heard from a mutual friend of theirs and mine, obviously, that they take forever to do their makeup. Like they take hours and hours and hours to get ready, and Drag Race is notorious for like giving you like 45 minutes to do your makeup. So my guess is because they're so well known, production's gonna bend the rules around for them. But what do I know?
Well, seeing as they enter together, I think we're already seeing that. Anyways,
That's true.
um,
Um,
I would like to issue a formal apology because on Twitter I did call them, I did think they were twincest point stars. That was not correct.
well, that's what a lot of people genuinely thought that when they first like were on the scene.
Yeah. I think they are twins.
They are twins.
They're biological twins.
Yeah.
So I just want to nip that rumor in the bud. I do not think they are producing incest porn. Thank you and good night.
I mean, their social media has been freaking out. So
yeah. I feel like I said this last year about Maddie. And I did enjoy Maddie on the show.
metamorphosis.
Yeah, metamorphosis. It just feels like stunt casting.
I mean, obviously.
You mean you kind of have to do it every year to keep relevant. I'm less offended this time around. I guess I don't know. I don't really care. I think the only thing that bothered me was someone called I think Spice the alt queen
Oh
of
yeah,
the
yeah,
season. And
yeah.
I'm just like, because she's wearing black.
Because she's wearing black. It was so funny. That made me laugh really hard.
Yeah.
So before we end this whole, I know it's long, but we do it every year. It gives us something to talk about. My Drag Race tea that you probably already know because I probably tell you. We have someone who talked to an insider who worked on production. They said the girls this season were not giving it. They were holding back when the cameras were rolling.
Yeah.
And like you can see a lot of these girls are very much beauty queens. So
I want drama.
yeah, they're probably trying. No one wants to be the villain because you just get death threats, but you get death
Yeah,
threats either way,
you do.
But like, no one wants to like ruin their career because of Drag Race, so I guess they're
Yeah,
holding back. But this reality TV, you are cast for a reason. This is
yeah,
it's not based on performance. It's based
yeah.
on what can you bring to the show. Like you got to make it entertaining, just like Dragula is. It's the same
Yeah.
thing with Dragula.
It's at the
So
end of the day, it's fake TV. Like,
it's reality TV, which is
yeah,
fake TV.
yeah.
So
Um, I am. I think for Sasha alone, I'm interested in watching. Um, I should be. I think I'm working a viewing party, so
you're
we'll
gonna be
see.
watching it
Yeah,
if
we'll
you're doing
see.
that viewing party.
I think I am. I don't
You
know.
probably are.
We'll see. We'll see.
And that's it for this section. I know it was long. Thanks for
Yeah.
sticking by us, but I feel like,
Oh, before we
it's
wrap it up,
yeah.
what were your top? I guess who are your top three interviews and who are your top three looks?
Okay. 3 looks is hard because I wasn't really paying attention to
Mm,
looks. I really like Malaysia's interview, Malaysia Baby Doll Fox, Mistress Isabel Brooks, and Selena S. Titties. They had the best interviews.
mm,
They definitely had like it just reminded me of old school Drag Race.
yeah.
I love Sasha Colby's the promo look.
Uh-huh.
I thought she looked great. But I like it was all the looks looked really good this season for the promos.
Yeah.
So like no one really stood out because they all looked pretty good to me.
I think Poppy's was my favorite promo look.
Mm-hmm.
Just because of how different everything was. It wasn't a lot of the girls looked like Fashion Nova, not that necessarily they were Fashion Nova, but like just sort of that, you know what I mean? Like that
Yeah.
style of like just kind of like streetwear,
Yeah.
which is fine. Poppy like was elegant, but like also alien, which I kind of liked too. With the
I
it was
loved
kind of inflatable.
I loved all of Lux's looks for everything that she's done because they're
I didn't
very
like the teddy bear, but that
I
was just me.
did because it was just like so different from what everyone else did. At least
Yeah.
it created a reaction. And then I loved her seatbelt look. Oh, I think that looked
Oh, the seatbelt look was that
so good.
that was a really good one. That might beat me over Poppy, maybe. I don't know.
Did you
I'm gonna
see
go back
her
and forth
on
with
the
that.
subway and it was
Yeah,
on Twitter and she's
yeah,
like, I'm on Drag Race. And I was like, yeah, I love that because that's such a New York moment to me.
yeah,
And then they were like, if she did this in the London Tomb, nobody would care.
yeah. No one gives a shit.
I'm glad
What
New
was it?
Yorkers supported each other.
I just want to give a special shout out to Sasha's behind the scenes filming of the promo.
Oh yeah, it's so good.
I've seen it 6 times, like over because I'm obsessed with it. It's the way she just like gives
Yeah.
the camera a come here. Ah, ah.
That
Anyways,
reminds me a lot of her nightgowns numbers because they're
yeah.
iconic.
Okay, kids, we're almost done with the episode. We're gonna take our last little break and close out the year. We'll be
Yeah.
right back.
Bye.
Bye.
Wig, okay. I know, wig. I feel that already. Wig, okay. Wig, did you just say wig? Wig, okay. I am ready for my wig to go flying.
Oh, and we're back.
We're back.
We're almost done with the year, kids.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Thank God.
Yeah.
23 is my lucky number. I was born on the 23rd.
Oh yeah, you are.
So I'm ready for 2023. That's why I'm getting married on 2023. I was like, I'm not doing 2024. Hell no.
I mean, not during election year. Why on earth would you do that?
That's a good point. All right, let's get into it. So I wanted to start off with our favorite episodes of the year. I have mine. I don't know if you have yours.
I think I have mine, but I'm gonna let you go first.
Okay.
As usual.
So I have 2 episodes for totally different reasons. One of my I'm like, which one should I do first? The more recent of the 2 would have to be Holiday.
Mhm.
It was just like if Shabab was listening to her episode, she's like, you kept using the word legend like 5,000 times. I was like, It's because it's true. Like when I first got into New York City nightlife, like she was like one of the top and like only like drag queens really doing the thing, like being at every gig and doing every show and like always being very kind. Like it was like her and Bianca Del Rio and Bob. Like those are the people I used to see all the time. So like
Mhm.
to get the chance to interview her was like a really, really big honor for me. Just because like I feel like it really like capped like all the years I've been running around New York City nightlife. And then my other episode was Junior Mint because
Oh yeah.
it felt like more it felt way more than like I felt like I was in like the Church of Junior Mint.
Mm.
Like Junior Mint's one of my favorite people ever of all time. And like it's just listening to her. Like we didn't have to do much work, which is also probably why I love that episode. But like just listening to her talk, she gives me life. I just love Junior Mint. Also,
Uh,
I'm announcing this. It's not that exciting, but I'm gonna be wearing her lip for my wedding because
oh, cute. Oh my God.
her makeup is incredible.
Yeah.
And like it's the like I tried a lot of different lips and like it's the only
Mm.
color that worked and that's long lasting. So please
Yeah.
check out her makeup, Minty makeup. That is no joke. That will survive. Your turn.
Yeah, I actually had a lot of fun this year with our guests. I know we were sporadic with uploads. That's on me. But we got through it. We got
We
through it.
actually didn't do that many episodes this year. I was
We
counting
didn't.
how many
Yeah.
we really were slacked this year. I'm
And
hoping that we can resolve that next year.
yeah. Um,
Probably not though. Our schedules are always crazy.
yeah. I really enjoy talking to Junior as well. She's just a ray of positivity. And that's why we split up the two episodes too. It's just like she deserves as much airtime as we can possibly give her.
Yep.
She's a sweetie. I was talking about her lip. It's like the only because I used to wear Kat Von D lipsticks or like the matte or liquid lipstick matte
Yeah.
thing. Um, I still have the same tube I've been using since I started
Still,
drag.
it's not dried out.
Nope, it still works.
Whoa.
Yeah. But I've switched to Minty because they have similar shades and it's like a more local business. And
Yeah.
like it's same consistency too. Like I like it a lot. So my signature lip is two colors from Minty. So very much enjoy the diva. I really enjoyed talking. We had two drag kings this year with Richard and Show Pony, and both of them are close friends of mine. I love them dearly. And we always want more different perspectives on drag, and talking to drag kings is something we wanted to focus on. And I feel like we don't get to talk to as many as we want, or we can, but you know, having the icons that are in the scene right now is really cool. Um, oh, and my favorite this year was my good auntie,
Oh.
the demon of Bushwick. Makes Emmy great. As much as she annoys me, she is the closest thing to a drag mother that I have. So talking to her and getting allowing her to you know get her story out to more people is that's why we do this. It's like I want as much as I like talking to my friends and stuff. It's like I want their stories to be shared too. So that's always the rewarding part. And it's like
Yeah.
yeah. So
We
having
want to
Emmy,
hear from people who don't make it to these shows like
yeah,
Dragula.
yeah,
Like there's so many different forms of drag. There's so many different types of drag performance artists, and like we want to
yeah,
hear from everybody.
yeah. Well, those were our favorites, but we're the viewers, the listeners' favorites.
Let us know.
No, I'm saying because of our
Oh,
stats.
because of the stats. Well, I also want to know though.
Yeah,
If you have a favorite, just comment it somewhere. We check everything. All right. So we have a couple different stats this year. I love going through the stats because like we don't have sponsors, so we really don't have to be on top of anything as far as like listeners, like not listeners, but like how many people listen per episode and all that stuff. So it's nice to get like a little like everyone gets their Spotify Wrapped and they freak out. I don't even use Spotify really, so it's nice to get it for
gag.
this. I can't afford it.
That's fair.
All right. So I'm gonna go through all our Spotify wrapped like facts. So we were heard in 8 countries, which I feel like is a downgrade from this year. Our top 5 were the United States, makes sense.
Yeah.
Japan, don't know why.
What?
New Zealand, also don't know why. Denmark,
What?
which is purely for one person named Brian who who moved to Copenhagen and like listened to all our episodes.
Mhm.
That somehow got to number 4.
Oh,
Literally,
great. Beautiful.
literally from one person.
I
And
love
then
that.
Israel, which makes sense because we had Icy Moon on. Which is
Mhm.
all these facts are hilarious. They're saying between September 25th and October 1st, we had 318% more listeners compared to your average week. I don't know why. I don't know who that was. I liked who was
September
that?
through October?
September 21st through October 1st. Was that Gilda?
It might have been Gilda.
That's probably one. Because she's very well known. So they gave us a personality for our listeners. They're the enthusiasts. Your listeners are super fans. When their favorite podcast releases a new episode, they're among the first to know, going above and beyond to show their support. I appreciate that. For Spotify, 83% of your listeners discovered you in 2022. Okay.
83?
83%.
Damn. Okay. Work.
I'll take it. We had one episode. Yeah, okay, this makes sense. One episode attracted a lot of new listeners. It was the Gilda Wabbit episode. 11% started with this episode. Nice. We gained 22% new followers. Hell yeah. Because we didn't have that many to begin with. You're the top 10 podcast for 23 fans. You're a top 5 podcast for 14 fans. And you're the number 1 podcast for 7 fans. And those 7 people are probably just us. And like maybe our friends.
Yeah. All 9 listeners.
And we had 17 episodes this year. We released over 1,000 minutes of content, which is insane.
Yeah, damn.
That's it. And now you have the SoundCloud
yeah,
stats, which I have no idea what these are, so I'm excited.
So our top 3 episodes of the year. Number 1 was. Did you say our top episode from Spotify? Did you have that?
No, I didn't. I didn't say it.
Okay.
It might be the same one.
Yeah, our number 1 from Spotify is Happy New Queer with Robin Rose Quartz. And followed by Vicky Villainess.
Oh, nice.
Only by 1 listen, which is interesting. Voting counts, kids. And then her co-host, Ari Kiki, was our 3rd most listened to.
That was through SoundCloud.
Yeah, that was through SoundCloud. I believe, if I remember correctly, we had different top countries. Yes,
do we?
We do. Yeah.
Okay.
So United States.
I mean, duh.
Is most of our listeners. New Zealand. We have
who is listening to us in New Zealand? I just want to know who are you?
I have a friend that lives in there, but
maybe it's them.
But I don't know if they listen that many times because it's quite a number. So that'd be interesting. But our number 3 is Ireland. Sure. 4, Germany. Sure.
Okay.
5, Spain.
Oh, cool.
And then this one shocked me the most. The Russian Federation.
Oh yeah, you told me that one. I'm gonna make Russia clear again. Most of these countries are like where my ancestors are from, like Ireland and like Germany and Russia. So I'm glad maybe my relatives are.
They could be spots, but I mean they're a significant amount of listens.
Oh, I said Putin was listening to us.
Yeah. Very, very strange. I also have our top cities, but I don't have to share that.
What are they? I want to know. I don't care.
Let's find out.
SoundCloud really gives you way more info.
I know, right? Barnegat, is that how you pronounce it? New Jersey? Barnegat. How you pronounce that?
Burnett? I don't know. I don't even know where that is in New Jersey.
It's in New Jersey, and it's our most popular city.
I gotta ask my mom. She's from Jersey.
Then we have Boardman. I almost said Orlando. Oregon. There we go.
Oregon?
Boardman.
Board man?
Board
In-
man.
Are these places real?
I don't know. Number 3 is Columbus, Ohio.
Okay, that's real.
Woodbury, Tennessee.
Okay.
Ashburn, Virginia.
Okay.
I don't know how New York is number 6, but it is. So, yeah. And Brooklyn's number 8. Queens is
Wow.
9. Yeah. Wow.
Yikes.
We're having some hometown
Yikes.
love right now. So, yeah. Very, very weird stats.
Is that our only stats from SoundCloud?
Yeah, there's like a few like top listeners, but I don't know.
Oh,
any of
yeah,
these
no,
people.
yeah. Huh?
Very interesting. Yeah.
I'm glad you're traveling around the world. This is my dream. I can't leave New York, so this podcast will do it for me.
Yeah. We're having a little lasting mark on the world.
Oh,
Years later when we both die
when we
from
did the new variant of Corona.
our voice will be on SoundCloud. Well, maybe
Forever.
not, because we might forget to
Well,
like,
we
you know,
won't pay for it. No, we'll be on YouTube though.
Oh, work. Okay.
Okay.
We're fine.
We're fine.
Our
We're
Google
allowed.
overlords will protect our podcast audio.
That's true. Oh, God, this episode's a mess.
I know we're all kids. We've been recording for almost 2 hours.
There's gonna be big break. Like it's gonna be edited down.
Hopefully.
All right, we're
Okay.
almost done. Last 2 questions.
Our last 2 questions. It's usually my question, so
You can
I'm
ask
gonna do it. Yeah.
ask it.
Caitlin. Mix Caitlin if you're nasty. Do you have a crazy, scandalous, salacious, drama-filled nightlife story from the past year? Tell the
So,
viewers.
as I was racking my brain, even though I came up with this question,
She literally did. I wasn't gonna ask it.
but I was like, oh, we always ask everyone else. Well, I'm like, I don't go anywhere or do anything anymore. I'm really, really boring. My friends were like, oh, do you still hang out with like Amanda Lepore and Suzanne Barsh? I'm like, no, I don't go out. I'm a big loser. So I talked about this one before on the podcast with our last guest of the year, but I'm gonna bring it up again. I don't care. So it kind of gagged me. So me and Captain Wonder, we were both in Miami. Well, no, we were both just in Florida. And then Captain Wonder was like, oh, I'm going to see Monet in Miami. And I was like, I miss Monet. I never see her anymore. So we met up, went to her comedy show. We met with Monet after the show. You know, they have the little meet and greet. I was like, Monet, stop winning my glam award. You win it every year. It's not fair. And Monet literally like had no clue what the hell I was talking about. Like her face is blank. Like she truly had no idea what the hell I was talking about.
Does Bunny accept the award? Like
but nobody accepts it. Like nobody's even ever there.
Oh
like
my God.
Bunny's never there. Monet obviously isn't there. She's like,
yeah,
she almost just won All-Stars. Like she doesn't
Yeah.
give a shit. But it was such a funny moment because it's like, damn, how far we both come. Again, like I talked about this earlier in the episode, how far we both come. Like Monet's in the freaking stratosphere. We're both nominated for Glams. And
Yeah.
Monet doesn't even know where she's nominated anymore because she doesn't give a shit. And that was like, that put things into perspective. I'm like, who cares? All I ever want is to get nominated for the Glam. So if win or lose. But it was just so funny that, like, I told Michael Block this too. He was freaking laughing. Like, it's just so funny. She just over it. Doesn't
She's just
even
like,
know. She doesn't even know.
it's a blip on her radar.
Like,
and
it's not
if
even
she
a blip.
gets yeah,
it's not even a blip.
Oh my God.
So that's my crazy moment.
Okay, now you have to ask me.
Okay. Martyr,
Yes.
can you tell me this most scandalous, crazy, fucked up, insane moment that you've either heard, experienced, or partook in the past year?
Yes, I have a good one, I think. Caitlin actually recorded it, so and I It's on my Hinge profile.
Oh yeah, I did record it. Forgot about that.
So this past January, oh my God, it literally was a year ago. I did
Whoa,
yeah, isn't that weird?
that's crazy.
I did a show at the Slipper Room. Um, and who happened to be in the audience, but the mother of performance art, the mother of performance art, Marina Abramovich, um, which was a guy. Apparently, she is a patron.
Yeah, she goes
There.
there a lot, which we had no
Yeah.
idea.
But everybody in the audience was just like, "What the fuck?" Or all the cast members were like, "What the fuck is happening?"
So we got a text from Dr. Bill, who we'll hopefully have back on the show,
Yes.
about it, and like everyone's jaw was just on the floor,
Mhm.
and like
was-
it
yeah.
wasn't that big of an audience either.
Yeah. Um, we were just like, why is she like literally why is she here?
Like we could not understand.
She was there with a man who I won't assume any relationship with, but yeah, she was there with a man. Anyways, the show is severely late. Um,
Just a mess.
just an absolute mess. I won't get into that. That's not my tea. But I perform. It was actually a number I subbed in. I was supposed to do a Wicked number.
Thank God you did it.
I'm thank God I didn't.
Thank God you didn't.
It was I call it my Titanic number. It's one I did at Mix Emigrates pageant like 2 months prior, I think. And the whole thing is doing My Heart Will Go On, but talking about my issues, and it's a very stupid PowerPoint behind me, basically, and I'm lip syncing along with it. Or not with the song. Anyways,
But what's the theme about?
the theme is I talk about my problems, and my biggest problem is that boys assume that I'm a top, but baby, I'm verse, and
But
I want a bottom.
the funny thing about it is that it's basically a critique of like performance art.
It is a critique on performance art,
And
yeah.
like you're performing that in front of
Yeah,
performance art.
It's completely unplanned. I just kind of
fucking
she
lived.
loved it.
She fucking lived. She was living for
she
it.
she didn't tip anybody, but she did tip me.
Yeah, it's true. I was watching her all night. Like I wasn't really paying attention to the show. Like I was just watching her because I was like, holy shit. Because my sister is a huge Marina fan.
Me too. I love the artist is present like a lot. She's a big influence. I almost did a number tribute to her a couple years ago, but anyways, so I was the only performer she tipped, which is beyond flattering. But then after I performed, during our intermission for the first set, she came up to me. She came up to me.
That's right. At the bar.
At the bar, and she's like, I loved your performance. You're such a great performer. And rest is history. Like,
well, the best part that I always forget is that freaking Mamshi was talking to her and explained who you were and told her about our podcast.
Yeah.
So she knows our podcast exists. Like
maybe she listened.
Maybe she's alternate universe.
Maybe she's the few listens from Russia. Who knows? Who knows?
It could be.
Yeah, so it was very special to me. Still can't believe it happened. I think about it very often.
I forgot it happened because it was so like crazy. Like
yeah,
it's like one of the most unbelievable only in New York type of situations.
Only in New York situations. Very affirming for me. It's been a hard year, and I can just remember that happened. Yeah. It felt very good. I don't think anything will top that anytime soon. But we'll see. We'll see.
I mean, you never know. I mean, we did see a lot of celebrities this year, weirdly.
Oh my God, yeah. Oh fuck. Let me just share those because
yeah, no, I was thinking about those too.
I did get the finale of Drag Race. I at the viewing party, I do the door and I perform. There was this guy that were like he was like in sunglasses and a COVID mask. So he just like came in. I asked him for $5 because that's what the cover charge is. He looked familiar, but I was just like, I don't know who this man is. Later we find out it's
Shame.
fucking Oscar Isaac.
Oscar Isaac.
And later find out he gave me $50 like as a tip for no reason. He gave
Well,
he gave all the
I
performers $50.
oh, I didn't know it was
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah, I forget who the special guest was. I think it was another Rue girl, I think. I don't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, it was just a really special night that he just happened to be there. Um
But someone took video of him watching the finale at the bar. And,
yeah,
like, nobody recognizes him.
literally because I mean, I literally see everybody because I'm at the doors, but like literally didn't recognize him at the time. I thought he was a chaser, not gonna lie.
Well, the thing is, like, Oscar Isaac's a New Yorker, so
Mm,
not that weird. But also, like, Oscar Isaac's apparently a huge Drag Race fan. So who the
yeah,
fuck
I
knew
did know
that?
that.
But I was so mad I did not see him that night. But it was so crowded because I think I
Yeah,
was there. It was so crowded, like,
it was wild. Yeah.
and
Oh,
we told
and then
Reefy, and Reefy had no idea who that was,
yeah.
which is hilarious to me.
And then most recently on Halloween, Bowen Yang was just
Running
at
around
Metro,
Metro,
just hanging. I
running
was looking
around.
like sexy Jigsaw, and Bowen Yang walked by me, and I was on edible, and I just like pointed over and said Bowen Yang, and Caitlin was just like, "What? Who?" And I was just
Because
like,
I didn't see his face. I just saw the
uh,
back of him. So I was like, what are
yeah,
you talking about?
yeah.
And then I was
Um,
like, what?
did we see anybody else? I don't remember.
Um, I've seen a lot of celebrities at Metro, but not this
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
The craziest celeb I saw at Metro was Kesha. That was nuts. She was just there.
I was supposed to meet Casey Musgraves like a year ago at Metro, but that didn't happen.
Mm.
C'est la vie.
Why are all these random celebs at Metro? Like Metro's
I
like a
think
dive bar. I don't get it.
I
I
think
know
they
the
search.
gays just take them.
I think well, it's either that or like they search up like because they probably just want to go to a gay bar, to be quite honest.
Uh,
And they probably just like look up best gay bar in Brooklyn, and like Metro's gonna probably pop up because it's like one of the only
that's
ones.
true.
Um, so yeah. Um, what a weird year for celebrity sightings for us in particular.
Yeah. We're always together during these moments.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Um, anyways, our last question. Um,
Do this one every year.
yeah. Um,
What do we hope will happen next year for the podcast and for us in general, I guess?
I was gonna add that on, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I I don't know. I think the same goal I have every year is I want to get more listeners and you know be paid or like get some ads sponsorships.
You do say this every year.
I say it every year because I'm like
And we
um
never do it.
yeah, because I think it'd be I don't know. I
Alaska
guess
should put us on her network.
oh yeah, we'll join mom in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I want to get more episodes out. I like that we're
Yes,
doing a bonus.
that's something I want.
Yeah. I like that we're doing a bonus show too. Um, even though they can be a bitch to edit sometimes. But
It's just more content. And it gives us something new to talk about, which is fun.
yeah. Because as much as I love talking about drag, I have other artistic interests as well. So I
Yeah,
think
definitely.
that helps scratches that itch a little bit. So
Yep. And maybe we'll figure out more things to talk about.
yeah. Eventually.
For me, my it's the same every year as well. I would like to get a Rue girl on. We got pretty close this year. I don't know what happened. Somehow the ball got dropped. I also would like more Dragula girls.
Which one?
I talked to you about this.
Oh, I thought we were gonna do that in the new year.
No, I don't know what's going on with their people.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
But this is on Chiffon. So if you
Oh.
want a Rue girl, message Chiffon, be like, get on that.
Get on that.
What else? I want a Rue girl. I would like more Dragula contestants. Like, I know a lot of them, but like we're not like close friends or anything. So
Yeah.
Um,
I might have an in on one, maybe.
maybe. And then again, I always love like national and international drag artists. Like I always love interviewing them. So I mean, I could
I
definitely get that ball. That one's
yeah.
on me.
I like that we do these on Zoom because just being able to talk to different people across the world is just really
Literally,
cool.
they like we'll have like 14-hour time differences
Yeah.
or like 23-hour time differences. But
Icy Moon was literally she was like recording at like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. Like it was
yeah,
crazy late. So yeah, just more expanding, I think we did a good job this year
this
overall.
year like was kind of crazy for both of us as far as
Yeah.
scheduling. So I'm sorry we didn't have as many episodes as we like.
Yeah.
Hopefully, New Year we can be a little bit more. It's also on me. Like it's hard just getting people onto the show. It's
Yeah.
just not the easiest thing in the world. But
What
that's every
resolution
podcast.
what resolutions do you have for yourself in the new year? What hopes do you have for yourself
I haven't even
besides getting
thought of
married?
I haven't even thought about resolutions. I mean, I would love to lose some weight, but I'm such a fat ass.
Same.
I don't know if that's gonna happen. I also work as crazy. Like my work schedule is just exhausting. So it's just like impossible.
I feel like I'm at a weird place in my career right now. And I feel like it's kind of like make or break it. Um,
No, you're
so
not. It's not make or break it.
well, like just having, running the momentum of
Oh, you mean like
winning a
moving on to the
competition.
next step?
Yeah.
Okay, I see. I see.
So I want to put more time and effort into drag. I feel like I didn't really do any photo series this year or take a lot of photography stuff, and I really want to get back into that. Um, I've started to do my resolutions a little earlier than usual, honestly, to kind of keep me on track. But I've been going to the gym more recently.
Oh, that's so
So
good
that's
for you.
good.
What do you do at the gym?
I literally go on the treadmill for an hour.
Oh my God, I want to get an at-home treadmill, but I can't afford it right now because of the sweating. But I want one so bad. The ones that you can put under your couch.
Oh,
I
okay.
want one so bad.
Yeah, I do the hot girl workout, but instead of for 30 minutes, it's for an hour.
That's good.
Yeah, I love walking, and I just listen to my audiobooks and I'm good.
Oh, that's so
I'll
smart.
I'll probably go. Well, I didn't eat dinner, but I'll probably go after this. Actually. And yeah, more time for drag. And
I would like to spend more time hanging out with you because I don't see you that much.
I know I don't. We haven't. Our little like weekly hangouts haven't been happening as much lately because we're
Yeah,
all
which
just busy.
sucks. Yeah.
But more time for friends and everything. But we're having a huge hang on Wednesday, or tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
God, I don't know what day of the week it is.
Lord knows.
So yeah. And I want to go out more, but not drink more.
Same. But
Um,
again, with this wedding thing, like the reason why I've like held back going out so much is because I need to save money.
yeah,
Every time you leave your house in New York, it's easily $100 to $150.
I know it's
Stepped out.
crazy.
It's just part of living here.
Well, that's it, kids.
That's it.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, finally,
Happy
my
New Queer.
lucky year.
Yeah.
2023.
I'm never. I usually am hopeful for the new year, but that's all you can do, really. Just wish for the best.
I mean, I'd like to forget this past year, so I'm totally down for
Same.
that.
Drink to that.
May old years be forgot.
Baby, I haven't remembered a year since 2005.
Yeah, true.
Anyways, I was Martyr.
I see Pepper.
And this was
Wigging.
See you next year, bitches.
Bye. I'm C Tepper. You can follow me on Instagram at CTEPPER and read my book, The State of Drag, where I interviewed 175 drag queens from around the world. All proceeds go to charity on Amazon.com.
Ooh, I love that. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at @dragthemartyr. And if you have any thoughts, comments, dick pics, send them to dragthemartyr@gmail.com.
Listen, rate, and review us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, Google Play, and Pandora.
And catch up with past episodes on WERRRK.com. That's WERRRK.com. Artwork for Wigging Out was provided by Glitter Baby Online. That's Glitter Baby Online. Thank you.